The notion that somehow, because I'm a man, I don't know what it's like to raise 2 kids alone. I don't know what it's like to have a child you're not sure is going to make it. I understand.
That was an emotional moment for Senator Joe Biden during last night's debate. So how did people who were in the audience think the vice presidential candidates did? Well, McGraw Milhaven is a radio host at 550 KTRS. It's in St. Louis, Missouri, and he was there for all of it. That was the moment that you said really, really resonated. What was the reaction like when he was explaining that? Because for people that don't know, he lost his first wife and infant daughter in a car crash and raised his 2 sons who were badly injured alone.
Yeah, you know, it was interesting because we were told in the audience we were not allowed to make any comments, but you could hear some gasps and some moans and some throughout the audience when he said that. I think it was one of his most personal moments of the night. He was, some of the pundits say, trying not to sort of let Sarah Palin take away from him the everyman, you know, the working class vote or affect by making sure that he reminded people, hey, I'm an average Joe. No question about it, because I think about an hour into it, she really hit her stride, and those folksy sayings and say it ain't so, Joe, and you know, I'm just not from Washington, those were really hitting home so well in the audience that you could really hear, even though it was, you know, speechless, you could really hear her supporters in the room really smiling. He had the awkward smile like, oh, you got me on that one. Let me try and be folksy as well. But, yeah, he tried. He did okay that way. But she clearly was the folksy winner of the night. Some say that where she was weak was the foreign policy. She did talk about the Iraq War. Let's listen to a bit of what she said.
Your plan is a white flag of surrender in Iraq. And that is not what our troops need to hear today, that's for sure, and it's not what our nation needs to be able to count on. You guys oppose the surge. The surge works. Barack Obama still can't admit the surge works.
How did that go over?
You know what? It went over okay. I think people weren't expecting her to go toe-to-toe in policy debates with him. That's not her strong suit. I think she strung together complete sentences, understandable sentences. People could understand what she was saying. So in that sense, she hit a home run, and more importantly, she's now defendable. You can now defend Sarah Palin. Before this debate, you could not defend her. Even her supporters couldn't defend her, but she gave them now ammunition to go out and to defend her on the campaign.
And what were your listeners telling you? I'm just curious about how important the VP pick is going to be and how some of her past performances, shaky, many say, in some of these interviews, really mattered to them.
I will tell you how important it is, as well as the economy. 2 weeks ago in the state of Missouri, which you mentioned earlier, has gone with the winner every time except once since the beginning of the 19th century. McCain had a 10-point lead in this state. Now it is dead even. So she really needed to stop the bleeding here in Missouri, and I truly think she did. I think she recaptured that energy she got from the convention. I think now people will sort of forget that whole Katie Couric incident. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, do you think that the reason that we're dead even now is because of Sarah Palin, or is it simply the economy and the financial crisis that they're dealing with in Capitol Hill?
I think it's both. I think John McCain, it didn't play well for John McCain, and I think she was such a drag on the ticket. I think people understand he's 72 years old. I think they understand that the vice president is much more important today than it was, say, 20, 30 years ago. I think people are looking at that, and she was incoherent. So she was so bad, I think she was really dragging the ticket. Now, I think that has at least stabilized and probably has reversed, and I'm making a prediction in the next couple of days, he's going to get a bounce here in the state of Missouri because of what happened in that room.
Oh, very interesting. All right, we'll be watching. McGraw Milhaven, radio talk show host in St. Louis. Thanks for being with us.
Karen, my pleasure. Thank you very much.